Welcome back to another episode of these crazy people that just eat meat and can't stop talking about it. Today, who are you today, by the way?
Well, I'm still the all-out life carnivore,
Hmm.
but I am now deeming myself the first carnivore superhero.
Oh, I see.
I am here to help all those that are struggling with immune disorders, chronic pain, chronic disease, while holding back those that want to take broccoli to the anus and scrub you and pump you full of fiber or seed oils or popcorn or other carbohydrates. I'm here to stop you, to assist and desist from the carb hole with all of my powers, all the blessings of the cow gods, to come to this planet and restore humans to their natural eating habits of obligate hypercarnivore.
There you go. Like it. No facultative carnivores here. The obligate, hyper carnivore,
Hypercarnivore,
pinnacle, uh,
Maximus,
pinnacle. What am I trying to think of? Apex predators.
pinnacle apex predator. You know, I've
Yeah.
been thinking about it, and people call it the lion diet. And I've been thinking, I watch a lot of nature shows. I do like to watch nature shows.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think I got a better animal for the carnivore diet.
Hmm.
Love the lion diet. I think lions are awesome. King of the jungle. I get it. But have
Hmm.
you ever seen a fat shark? Like even in captivity, have you ever seen a fat shark? There's big sharks, big muscular sharks. But you ever seen a fat shark?
No fat sharks. They're,
So
they're usually very dynamic looking.
I'm going to start calling the carnivore diet the shark diet
Oh, okay. Let's do
because
that. The
I
shark
th
diet.
I think we eat more like sharks than lions even.
Hmm. Gotcha. And just so we don't get 5,000 people posting, yeah, we know that the lion diet is a concept sort of, I believe it was originally sort of coined by Michaela Peterson, and it's just water, salt, and meat. So we're well aware of that. We're just jesting. So, and that's more like a entry level sort of clean elimination diet that's very useful for people, particularly with severe autoimmune disorders. So we're not making light of that. We're
Right.
just we're just poking a little fun here and there. So what's our topic tonight, Justin?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the only carnivore channel that'll give you all the info on the shark diet. It's been coined here. Uh, Tonight, please make sure you're talking about liking the channel, subscribing, leaving a comment about my mask, leaving a comment about my idea about the shark diet. Are you on the shark diet? What does that look like to you? Um, Hit that like button, of course. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Um, like us on our other profiles. I know we're still on Instagram. We're trying to get some X going, some Rumble going, some Pinterest even going.
Yeah, so far I've been posting most of that stuff on my personal account, so it's under like Thomas Clark. But we're gonna start expanding that and just start coining the me mosaic slash shark diet everywhere, I guess.
Here we go. The meat mosaic shark diet. But yeah, just make sure you're interacting with the channel. If you want more mask, you know where to find me here on this channel. Uh, I mean, just support. I mean, I think we do bring something a little different than the rest of those out there. I love my carnivore peeps, but there's some of y'all out there that be straight tripping on some veggies and fruit. We're not going to talk about that tonight, but that's coming. The mask is on. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. I'm just gonna be straight up.
Hmm. Yeah, so if you see a guy flying at you with a mask on, no, you're in trouble and you're about to get sharked.
You're about to get shark bite.
Maybe you need a
Yeah,
shark mask.
I need a shark mask. It's pretty good.
Yeah, have to work on that. Get some shark masks.
Sure.
So the other subject that we're going to talk about when you're on the shark diet, um, there's kind of two things people do in general. There's people who cook as they go, and there's people who meal prep. So we thought, why not talk about the ins and outs of both of those? So Justin, I think generally you kind of cook as you go.
Well, like any good argumentation, can you define terms for me, Tom? Yes.
Mm. Well, I'm in the habit of uh, getting a bunch of meals made on the weekend, and
Mhm.
that's primarily because my schedule, I spend a lot of time in traffic, a lot of time at the office, of course, go to the gym, and usually, I'm just not home all day to cook. It'd be tough to cook everything every morning or every evening. It's easier just to get it done. And so that's been everything from finding just the right containers to, planning out ahead of time. So make one trip to the store, get everything I need, and then figure out how to cook everything and get everything packaged up as efficiently as possible because I don't really want to slave away all the time. I'm not one of those people that's just dying to cook all the time and just get all into it. My cooking has become more and more sort of minimalist. Um, and I'm always looking for ways to make it quicker and faster. So I get up in the morning, get ready for work, and I leave the house. I pack everything in a backpack with ice packs, and I basically carry most of my food around with me. I might eat breakfast at home. I might have something at home in the evening after the gym, but or the rest of the time during Monday through Friday, it's on the road. So, or at least in an office somewhere, but not too infrequently while I'm sitting in traffic, I'm eating. So, how about you? What's your cooking style and your sort of rhythm like for getting your food made and in your face?
Yeah, so typically my lunches are pre-made. I do mainly those from Costco, organic, grass-fed, uh, frozen beef patties. So I'll grill up 8 to 10 of them a week, and that'll be my lunches Monday through Friday-ish, more or less. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much my lunch, meal prep it, maybe a bit of cheese. My dinners, though, I like to do like a fresh steak every night if I can. Or I'll like pre-cook the steaks and then reheat them in the pan. I'll like cut them up, add maybe some chicken, some cheese, maybe do it up. Uh, and that way that'll be my dinners. So it's kind of a mix of both, I'd say, for myself.
Hmm.
I like having a fresh steak for for dinner if I can. Just one that's straight, that's defrosted, ready to go. I can just throw in the skillet, 5 minutes each side, and it comes out blue rare, more or less. And that's really nice. But sometimes I do just pre-cook a whole bunch of steaks and then just kind of reheat them as I go throughout the week. A weakness of that, I would say, is if you've got serious histamine issues, meal prepping like that may cause some histamine issues, headaches, some allergies, some like sneezing, some swelling, maybe even could affect something like psoriasis, even histamine. The immune response, I think, has been connected to that as well. So if you're in that camp, typically people that are more newer to carnivore may be experiencing this. Although a lot of people report a lot of different things when being new to carnivore, and it's always difficult to draw direct lines. So, if you are experiencing those things, I'm not going to directly say that it's histamine. Um, so that could be one reason why you wouldn't want to. However, there would be a workaround of, say, still pre-cooking everything, just freezing it and bringing out the day before or the night before, so it unfreezes, warm it up, and then should cut down on the histamines rather than leaving it in the fridge for 5, 6 days or so. Um, of course, depending on climate, leaving your food in the fridge longer does increase the chance of disease and decay and whatnot as well.
How dare you?
Uh,
You're a
I
shark. You don't
know
have to worry about that.
it's true. I know I was ill 2 weeks ago, and we'll talk about that. I think a different episode. And so I had pre-prepped for the week, and I really didn't eat a whole lot of it.
Wait,
And I
was
will.
your just for the audience, was your illness food related?
No, my illness was not food related. I had caught once again the modern pestilence. So
Hmm.
I'd caught that, and so it laid me out for a bit. And so I just
Hmm.
wasn't eating as much. And so there was a steak or two there that I was like, does this smell right? You know what I mean? I ate it though, and it was fine, and everything was fine.
Sure.
And it could have been I was just still getting over being ill. So it just seemed kind of weird to me. But that's still cooking a steak, leaving it in the fridge will still last longer than your zucchini, your kale, your mushrooms. I mean, I don't know if you remember, Tom, but meal prepping before when you ate, plant-based or when you're more ate more now normal or whatever you want to call your previous life before keto or
Yeah.
anything, we need to buy tons of veggies. And by midweek, you've got to buy more veggies because
There were,
either because they'd gone bad or just
yeah,
some
yeah.
some
Starting to go bad. Yeah.
starting to go bad. Yeah.
The rot's creeping through it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with the carnivore, typically you don't have that problem unless like you're talking like 2, 3 weeks later. And if you haven't eaten it yet, then I don't know what else you've been doing. But hey, we do get busy. Things do come up. That is one big thing about the diet that I absolutely love is no waste. I mean, essentially everything I buy I eat and gets eaten within that week to 2 week period, either that or it's in the freezer, right? Now I would say the obvious advantage to meal prepping is the time, like you said, trying to be efficient, right? We got things to do. Yeah, eating is cool, but we got we don't get paid to eat. Not yet. Hey, if you want to pay us to eat, 100%, we're right here.
Sign
We
me up.
will. We will do it. Carnivore foods preferred. Uh, but the thing about I think as you go is probably just freshness. I think there is something to that. I will say there are times being carnivore where it's like I'd really enjoy just a fresh steak that I could just go down because right? Like before carnivore, if you were eating steak, like it was like an event, right? So you were going down to the
Yeah.
market, you were
Yeah.
picking out a big, beautiful steak, and you cooked it that night. And like that
Pretty
was
much.
it,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Whereas now, when it's your everyday, like you said, you're doing the meal prepping and everything. And so it's
Yeah.
kind of like, man, it would be really, to me, a treat is because people always talk about, well, how do you treat yourself on carnivore? Which like you can get into like unhealthy relationships with the foods and things like that, but we're
Yeah.
not robots, right? And
Yeah.
so it's like, how do you treat yourself on carnivore? There is kind of nothing better than going to your local butcher or going to local market, wherever you shop, doesn't have to be anywhere special, finding the biggest steak you can find that day, throwing down that extra cash just for that steak that night, bringing it home, cooking it up, and eating it all in the same trip, is
Hmm.
a really nice experience. And I still really enjoy that. So that having that experience taken away from yourself, kind of the day to day, because we all have to make sacrifices and choices. Um, you know, it's really nice way to do that. So, I mean, heck, if I was at a stay-at-home job or I made you know, oodles of cash off Bitcoin at some point, where I could just go down and have a fresh steak every night. I mean, yes, I would absolutely do that. That is what I would absolutely do. Just because I do like the freshness. There's something really nice about going and buying it fresh and bringing it home and
Or
cooking it right away,
or having your butler do it.
or have your butler do it.
I mean, if you got oodles of cash, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. Yeah, I get it. I mean, there's something nice about, just getting to eat a steak that you just grilled or, put in the pan or whatever, air fried. Uh, I not don't mind eating cold steak. Do it every day. Same thing with ribs. I do I usually do 2 racks of ribs every other week, and they usually last me a little more than a week, something like that. And then of course, I eat a lot of boiled shrimp. So I eat shrimp almost every day, and then
You're
I
not doing
do
shrimp on the barbie? Oh, where's Joe?
yeah. Where's Joe when you want to make fun of him and his national hero? But so but I don't really get tired of it, and I've been making a lot of those egg bites lately. So I got for better or for worse, and now I have like a silicone muffin pans. So cut out the whole step of putting the little cup in there, I was using the parchment paper cups, but you still got to peel them off, Whereas with the silicone, they just pop right out. So uh, I don't know. I eat those every day and I love them. So there are some things I kind of got tired of. I tried chili over and over again, a bunch of different kinds of chili, different recipes, different flavors, made it a little different every week, and I kind of got tired of just all that seasoning. So I've
Mm.
definitely gravitated towards plainer food. I'm not even salting my steak that I cook, which I know most people do, and I don't have a problem with it. It just didn't feel like doing it anymore. Um, and then the egg bites, I do put hot sauce on them, so you know that's about it. Everything else pretty plain. The boiled shrimp is boiled in salt water, so they have a little bit of saltiness to them.
Now,
And I
I'm
do
not
put,
sure if I've ever seen a shark throw some hot sauce on something. I will say, so we might have to talk about that. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, well, you know what it's like when you're underwater and trying to get the hot sauce out of the bottle and onto your dinner. It's challenging. So I think typically with the shark stews, they make their victims drink the hot sauce
Ah,
or
there
they
you
eat
go.
them. So yeah. So if you ever come across an underwater cave full of people or fish guzzling hot sauce, you know why. So anyhow, I already regret saying that, but uh anyways, yeah, so there's two sides of it. Of course, when you're home on the weekend too, you can just kind of cook as you go, right?
Right, yeah.
If you're busy during the week, maybe if you get home early enough for to eat dinner. I usually go to the gym on the way home from work to kind of break up sitting in traffic. So I'm still not home, so I'm not gonna stop, pull over by the roadside and cook a steak. So
Well,
it's,
that'd be really cool. I'm sure you'd get some honks and,
it's
you
crossed
know.
my mind. Just say I'm not necessarily opposed to it, but it's just more stuff I got to carry around.
I
So
mean, you're stuck in traffic anyway. I mean, how fast are you moving? You kind of have the time, is what I'm saying.
yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, there's places to pull over for sure. So, and I don't know if you've seen all the videos. Somebody sent me one the other day, because there's that whole thing about people eating cats.
Oh yeah.
And I was thinking, I have a recording. I think it's from LAPD about somebody eating a cat. This is from, I don't know, a couple of years ago. Never connected it with immigration or anything like that. And then somebody sent me a video of people on the streets in New York cooking cats on the sidewalk over like a portable burner. I was like, what? So people can do that. I can certainly pull over and grill a steak.
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
see. Hmm.
So sure, why not? We'll think about it. Maybe we'll do a video on cooking on the road.
Cooking literally on the road.
I know people put food in the engine compartment and wrap it up in foil or whatever and cook it that way. Remember when I was a kid, there was a show and a guy he was like a scoutmaster or something, and he was using his muffler, the heat from the muffler to cook food. So he had made a compartment, put the food in next to the muffler in the back of I don't know, a station wagon or something. I can't remember now. And so, of course, they get pretty damn hot. So I'm sure you could cook all kinds of stuff. Not going to work so good with an electric car, but you know, when I'm driving a gas powered car, I guess I could try that too, right?
Right, right. And well, there's the typical family vacation, right? With that comedian, um, crap, what was his name? Old School, talking years back.
Vacation, just Chevy Chase.
Yeah, yeah, Chevy Chase, yeah, or his cousin or whatever cracks the egg on the
Oh,
on the sidewalk or
cousin
whatever.
Clark.
Yeah,
Wow.
because they're out like in Arizona or New Mexico or something.
All right. Well, you got any parting shots? Because I think we're just coming up on time.
Yeah, so your favorite sub your I totally butchered that. Uh your favorite subject, my favorite subject, favorite part of the show, carnivore news. Recently, there was a story going around Twitter. Ken Berry posted it, a few other of those in the carnivore space, as well as kind of like the Liberty space, I would say on Twitter, etc., about Costco butter. So the FDA had recalled, I don't know, like 86,000 pounds of butter. It's like an insane amount of butter. And the reason for this recall was that Costco or whoever the manufacturers the butter for Costco, um, failed to label milk on the label of the butter. And so
Mm,
because of that, the FDA did this huge recall on the butter. And it's kind of like one of those things that are like, if you don't know butter's made from milk, I don't know how to help you kind of thing. Like, I don't think, I mean, I check the ingredients of butter. The reason why I check the ingredients of butter is because I just want to make sure there isn't any like seed oils or vegetable oils or anything like that in there. Um, I don't think that many people still read labels. I think most people are just going for butter. If they see butter, they're just buying butter, and they're fairly aware that if they are family members allergic to milk, that may or may not cause a problem because lactose is very complicated. Again, more to come on that at a later show.
sure.
And
Well, there's
so,
also there's also the issue of the proteins, right? So A1,
right.
A2, and stuff like that. So
I don't know if I've seen a whole lot of A2 butter. I think most of the butter at Costco is A1, maybe mostly. I'm guessing.
yeah, I know it's available, but of course, most of the milk that doesn't come from Holsteins is A2. So it's primarily Holsteins that produce the A1. So
So that means if you bought some of that butter, you've got some pretty rare butter. I don't know how
yeah,
you'd preserve it. Um, but there
freeze
was a recall done on it. But yeah, you could probably freeze it.
freeze it and sell it on eBay in 10 years.
Yeah,
The last surviving package of recalled butter,
for not stating it had milk.
right? It's like saying a stamp isn't for postage. All
And
right.
that's this week in Carnivore News.
All right. Yeah, a little more ridiculousness. I'm hoping they're able to just, slap a label on those things and redistribute them, right?
Who knows what they did after it? I mean, I don't know what the recall policy for the FDA is exactly, if they have to like toss it, or there's probably some other regulations, if anyone actually returned their butter.
Right.
Which my assumption is most people were just like, oh, well, yeah, I knew that, and no, I'm not going back to the store returning my butter to get the same butter with a little bit of a different label on it. Four extra letters.
Yeah. Made from milk.
I will say for us
James.
butter shoppers out there, you do have to be careful. The vegetable butter people are getting smarter and smarter with like their labels and their
Really?
part packaging. And there's also that's like advertised as spreadable butter, right? And which is really funny because you know how you make butter spreadable?
Put canola oil in it.
Easier. Leave it out for 5
Oh
minutes
no,
and
I meant at the factory. Yeah.
right, right. But like naturally butter, like I mean, unless you're living like in -3, like in your house where you're cooking, I don't know how you're cooking like that, but if you are, come talk to me because that'd be an interesting conversation. Um, just take your butter out or leave your butter out. Like legit, you can leave your butter out for like a week and it will be fine or longer. I think I
Oh
leave
yeah.
my butter out. I've got, butter container with like a lid and all that.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it's got to be a week, week and a half for me to go through like a stick of butter, more or less, you
Mhm.
know. So I just leave it out. So my butter's spreadable because I'm not pulling it straight from the fridge. So spreadable butters, be careful with those. Generally, they have some kind of seed oil or vegetable oil in them, sadly.
Yep. Or they're just made from oil. That's seed oil, vegetable oil. Yeah, what it sounds we'll have to get into the whole oil thing because again, I hear people saying, oh, well, if it's a fruit oil, it's okay. It's just you can't have seed oils, but then there's a whole thing of tropical oils and or palm oil bad for you, and probably. And then of course we've got coconut oil. So we should talk about that again. I'm sure we did a while back, but we should dive into that because my opinion is they're all inferior to, animal fat, but perhaps some of them are less offensive. And clearly, um, olive oil has won the marketing game for being the best of the plant oils, which I'm very skeptical of myself. And a lot of it's adulterated. It's interesting because companies like Costco and Sam's Club spend a lot of money testing stuff like that because it's so common for it to be cut with canola oil or soybean oil or something like that. So it's a tough game out there if you're into them plant oils.
And the sharks, they don't like oil too much. They get kind of
No.
sick
Yeah.
in that oil.
Yep. Just fresh cod liver oil for them sharks.
Real fresh.
Real fresh. It's a little seawater. All right. Well, I think we should wrap it up now. So thanks for watching. Please leave us a comment. And yeah, we're gonna try and maybe just upstart. I started posting links to the videos on X or Twitter, as Justin still calls it. But
Are
I
you
think we
dead
could.
naming? Are you dead naming the
I'm
website?
dead naming Twitter. Yeah. So well, actually, you did it. I just pointed it out. So sorry, but I'm about to get you canceled for dead naming Twitter. So, anyways, I think we can just upload the video DirectX at some point. So we're looking into that, or I should say I'm looking into that because Justin's not going to look into that. So
I bring the mask. I
yeah,
bring the shark diet. Come on, I'm bringing
shark
pure
diet.
gold here. Talking about butter.
Yeah, talking about butter, butter. All right. So until next time, whatever you do, eat some meat, feel
And
better,
some shark.
eat plenty of shark, eat like a shark.
Eat like a shark.
Whatever you do, don't
Fall
fall
down
down the
the
carb
carb
hole.
hole, 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 hole.